This might just be the perfect little camera for taking photos when riding bikes. Hello, I'm probably riding my bike. Come and join a photo ride with me today with my Ricoh GR3x, a hyped camera for a reason. I was keen on trying it out, and then we used it for my probably riding flat white shirt with calico. Joe's usual photographer couldn't make it, so he brought his Ricoh. And that's when I realised what a great little camera it is. I loved the light and colours on it, and it was the first camera that could pick up the colours of my Atlantis. And since I bought my own, all the other colours of all my other bikes. I've taken it on plenty of other adventures across the world, and documented some special family moments too. My wife has taken quite a liking to it too, and is probably a much better photographer than I am. I wasn't planning on going for a ride today, but my mother-in-law came over, so I took the opportunity to message some friends to see if they wanted to go for a spontaneous coffee and lunch. Luckily they were free, so I maximised time and hopped on the train with my bike. I love that I can do this on the weekends, and I picked this bike because it's the lightest of the bikes to carry around on the train. And just as I was leaving the house, I picked up the little camera and popped it into the chest pocket of my probably riding shirt. I mostly take pictures of just bikes and babies, but it's fun to take some of my daily life too. On Instagram I only really post bike photos. All the other photos are just for me to look back on, just moments and memories. For a long time I felt my iPhone was enough. It takes great photos which are always in focus, but kind of got bored with how perfect they are, and I was looking for something with a bit more character, nicer colours and nicer lighting, without being too cumbersome, and also easy to use with the minimal knowledge I have of photography. So I settled on the Ricoh GR3x. I was lucky to get it new at retail price. They're pretty hard to get, and I could probably sell it for more than I bought it for, but I bought it to use, not to make money from. I kind of hate the reselling culture of the world we live in now. Here are my friends Junho and Hye-eun, otherwise known as Tire Dance. And Junho has a new bike day with his beautiful Rivendell Platypus. It was only a matter of time before he got a Rivendell, and I think he's pretty happy with it, of course. I couldn't resist a ride on it straight away. Luckily we ride the same size. I've only ridden a smaller platypus before. It was good to ride this one. Perfect size for me, and it has that familiar Rivendell feeling. I'll do a bike check of it a bit later, but first we've got to have some lunch. I've just got a few hours to hang out, so I've got to utilise my time wisely. First food, then coffee, then bike check, then home, with plenty of photos in between. We've come to one of my favourite restaurants that I haven't been to for quite a while, which specialises in 뼈해장국, literally translated as bone hangover soup. There was a short wait, so I took the opportunity to take some pictures of our bikes. This restaurant is as old as me. 뼈해장국 or 감자탕 is like a pork spine soup or stew. It comes with a big pile of ugoji, which is dried Korean cabbage. This one's a little bit different to your regular ones. the soup is a bit more kalkumada, like more bit cleaner than others, a bit lighter. My favourite part is at the end, dumping the rice into the broth. And of course a glorious clean bowl club. Almost. Awesome to see a few other people coming to this restaurant by bike too. Just down the road we went to Dore Knott Cafe. Amazed to see two people from the UK visiting, and one guy even wearing my probably riding cap. Seemed like they're having an amazing time in Seoul, and did the thing you need to do when you come to Seoul, rent some bikes. It's the best way to see any city, I think. Loads of different beans from all over the world, mostly from a roaster in China. Just generally a nice vibe in this cafe. They definitely seem to be coffee lovers. One touch I'd never seen before is bringing the ground coffee to your table before they brew it, so you can give it a sniff. It was a nice touch I haven't seen before. Excellent coffee and lovely desserts. The churros especially were amazing. I'll be coming back here. Now we're going to go off to a spot for a bike check. I was really grateful for Junho and Hye-eun to come and meet me so spontaneously. I'm lucky to have friends who do that. I've mentioned in previous videos that they've started their own YouTube channel. I'd love to see a YouTube channel in Korean about bikes, which isn't just about road cycling. Hye-eun has some really nice voiceovers too. And the subs are in English if you fancy checking it out. Before I hand over to Junho and Hye-eun for the bike check, we'll take a few photos. I mostly just take photos with this camera with the automatic settings and don't change a thing. I think the photos just come out great like that. But I do quite enjoy changing the image control settings. My two favourite are probably the negative and positive film. Although I think most of the photos in this video are just the standard settings. I'm not going to talk anything about the technical side of this camera because I don't have much knowledge, and there are plenty of videos for that. This is more about just me having a good time, taking photos of my friends and what I see on my bike rides. Dream team right here. Lovely couple. I have a link to their channel in the description. But here's a little taster. I thought it would be better to leave the bike check to them to talk about their own bikes. Here goes.
안녕하세요. 타이어 댄스의 혜은입니다. 제 바이크는 크러스트 스투핏 투어리스트 스몰 사이즈입니다. 20인치 휠과 꽤나 넓은 타이어 클리어런스로 인해 브롬튼보다는 훨씬 경쾌한 주행이 가능합니다. 그래서 그래블 라이딩도 가능합니다. 이전에 26인치 스페셜라이즈드 하드락을 탔었는데 작은 휠 사이즈의 장단점을 확실하게 느끼긴 합니다. 큰 휠 사이즈에 비해 장거리 라이딩이 조금 힘들긴 하지만 이런 도심 라이딩에서는 너무나도 재미있어요. 특이하게 브레이크어웨이 프레임이라서 분리해서 패킹이 가능합니다. 작년 겨울에는 도쿄에 직접 가져가서 너무나 재미있게 라이딩을 즐겼습니다. 저는 BMX를 타보진 않았지만 비슷한 느낌의 재미가 아닐까 싶습니다. 그리고 시내 주행에 최적화돼 있어서 민첩하게 슉슉 피해서 다닐 수 있습니다.
Hi everyone, Junho here with my new Rivendell Platypus, size 55 centimeters. I built this bike using a lot of the components that I already had. I really wanted to go with the single chainring since I don't like fussing with shifting up front. I won't go into the details of, what parts I've used on this bike because I already know a lot of you watching this video probably know way more than me. I would say the bike is still in its shakedown stage because I'm still trying to figure out the little small details to make it perfect for me. The bike is much longer than I expected it to be, especially with the 700C wheels, and how it rides is just dreamy. Kind of feels like I'm riding on clouds, especially with the quill stems and how kind of flexy they are. Because I've only ridden 2 crust bikes that I have, and they're much more snappier and responsive. The Platypus can feel a bit sluggish on the start, especially with the long wheelbase and everything. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing because every bike's they ride different. And I'm still trying to figure out and enjoy this whole new genre of bikes for me. But one thing's for certain that this bike looks damn good. I love it.
Two beautiful bikes for two beautiful people. Like a lot of my friends nowadays, I met these two through bikes. Actually, I met them whilst riding my bike, stopping at my favourite Cafe Travertine, which they had seen on my channel. I may have already said this story in another video, but I'll say it again anyway. I noticed them with their cool 26-inch 90s mountain bikes and started having a chat, and even wanted to buy the handlebars off Junho's bike. Pretty soon after, Junho messaged me to ask if I wanted to buy his Nitto KT bars, which I now have on my Rune Nightwood. I thought I was addicted to buying handlebars, but Junho is more of a bastard than me. A short but sweet ride. We packed a lot into a short amount of time, and I'm not going to take the train home. I'm going to zoom along the Han River, but stop and take plenty of photos on the way. I'm already quite slow on my bike rides, mostly because I don't ride that fast. I like to stop and look at things, and also I'm making my videos a lot of the time. They're a good excuse to slow down, but taking photos really slows you down in a good way. You have more of an eye of things you want to stop and look at and capture. It kind of brings you more aware into the present moment and the small things. Compared to an iPhone, which always takes kind of perfect photos. Not every photo you take with this camera comes out well, but the ones that do come out well are much better than any photo that you'll take with a phone. It's such a beautiful day for a ride. I'm so happy to be out on my bike, and I haven't been this end of Seoul for quite a while. I've ridden these routes many times, but because I haven't done so recently, they feel fresh again. And even on the same roads, not every bike ride is the same. There are always new things to look at. Recently I took some students out for a bike ride, a group of 12 of us, and I loved hearing the conversations of all the things they were pointing out. They were talking about just how much they were enjoying it, or pointing out certain birds flying in the sky, or a water skier in the river, being able to see the mountains in the distance, even a truck that was on fire on the highway on the other side. I was grateful to have that time with them outside of the classroom, to do something I'm passionate about and hear their passion for the ride too. One of them came up to me since that ride and told me excitedly that he'd bought a new bottle cage and bottle so he didn't have to carry his water in a backpack. It's a slippery slope from here, but I hope it generates a love for riding bikes that many of us have. This Korean traditional music group, are always playing along here, the Pungmu music. I always just ride past, but today I thought I'd stop and have a look. I love those hats with the spinning ribbons. Slowly heading home. My babies are asleep now, so I know I've got some more time to stop and take some more photos. We're coming up to the local elections and you see these people canvassing everywhere. I just thought I'd take a photo of them. There's no endorsement of their policies. This old area next to the train tracks is a popular spot for photographers. Usually there's people waiting with tripods and huge lenses and big DSLRs. When I'm waiting for the train to come past, I might as well stop by and have a Pocari sweat. Summer's here, it's getting pretty warm. This is the most refreshing drink. Maybe I'll just have to keep posting about them until they sponsor me. I remember I first came to this neighbourhood back in 2009. It kind of reminded me of Tokyo, where you see a lot of train crossings. In Seoul they're more rare, not so common. The twins are still sleeping, so there's time for one more quest with plenty of photos on the way. The final quest of the day to celebrate the arrival of the hot summer is some gelato at Scooper in Yongsan. Last summer, gelato shops became quite a trend, and I'm here for it. I went for stracciatella, some cherry, and some pistachio. It was glorious. The last year or so, I've loved using my Ricoh GR3x, but as with any hobby, you want to go deeper. So check out my next video to find out more about my new camera. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.